Yumpy's already ready to flank around. Angel is patiently waiting, but they have already conquered the side. In the meantime, FNATIC might be concussed, but Yumpy's there with two. Obviously, the lurk's paying off for the Finn. Nice cold. He remains, and two more players to come at him as he realizes Angel's just on the edge of the smoke. Another frag he finds. No issues with that one. And poor Zippin, savior of the day, savior of the pistol. Starts off good. Second is not granted, though. The quad from Yumpy.
And he will be qualified. It's been a long day. And I'm really worried about Angel here as he's about to get peeked on. A nice little pop flash. And a good trade out from Xiao, but Scream is dead to follow up too.
I just want to say it's about time that this thing gets destroyed. And FPX... they got at least some control of the site, but in the meantime, it's shots coming through, but they both change and exchange that through the cage. And well, in the meantime, I'm taking it back. It's obviously Scream.
With Scream and Bladestorm, they have a way and an opening. They're trying to work out the best approach to this, but FPX is set, the Trailblazers destroyed, and Zipan's trying to lead the line with this aggression coming out.
Yeah, the thing is, if they just descend Chaos over on the side, it might be Yumpy who can capitalize on it. And talking about it, all his blades, all his daggers already went past. It doesn't change the matter of fact that Shadow blinds them all, but Xiao is there to save the day. Still, a 2 versus 2 that is winnable for Link and Cryptix, but most definitely not easy. Angel's just waiting for the diffuser to come in, and here comes the flash, but the ult of Xiao could save it, and it most definitely does. They pay attention to Sova, and therefore Angel can prevail. The first sign of life for FPX. Here's a bit of the judge nearby, but Yumpy should be now taken out of the equation. Most definitely he is. FNATIC keeps the lurkers away and the site safe.
Soulcast breaking the tripwire means that FNATIC can't play his little games. And Scream trying to close in the distance on the site. Nice use of the cyber cage to make his way through. Him and Cryptix have been playing off each other so well. It keeps on going for Scream. And Soulcast there to finally chase up. Gaps against CNED, certainly when CNED had the operator. If he could do the same on this map, that would be great. Yeah. But Yumpy just manages to sliver out of the sight just as Soulcast goes down. But he comes back, he cancels it. He gets onto FNATIC, and luckily it's traded out. I haven't seen that since Shinobi did it for Cloud9.
That's absolutely wild. And, well, it's still not giving him too much. Well, he was a little too eager there, Angel. No way this is working. The rolling thunder's coming in, and the earth is shaking. Zippin's taken out as well, and Link's on it. He might just store it. Definitely goes for it. He's taking a bit of time. Half it is, but the wallbang's too easy for Xiao. It was costly once more for FPX.
FPX have been relying on these ultimates to break onto sites quite a lot. It's going to be a big one missed.
And Yumpy is always surprising us with new agent picks. You saw it over the course of Stage 2 as well, where he suddenly joined Killjoy over on this map. Omen seems to be fitting in as well with the kind of versatile approach he can do. Zippin, in the meantime, has to get rid of the dart in his body, but it doesn't change that FNATIC feels quite decent over the course of this map. Still good aiming coming for Cryptix, but Link is whiffing the shots. The defense once more weakened and information gained. Scream's not even afraid. Slowly and steady, they're ready up for a plan. Soulcast still has a second one, and then it's a surprise from Scream that is needed. He would have the dash and also could do an updraft. Second flash is in, finds the first with ease, knows about the second, then beheads FNATIC as well. Really capable of retaking the side pretty much on his own in such scenarios. As Yumpy's getting closer, the cages are certainly getting away, but there are too many enemies around him. Too many enemies in his crosshair, and at the end of the day, not even a Scream can save it. Failing to really then progress at the point we're at right now.
Instant Jules coming in, and the stinger of Soulcast. Suddenly, this looks like a round that really FPX should have been taking. But not quite working out. Xiao is the last alive, has everything thrown at him.
Well, Angel has landed over on a short. They take a bit of garage control. Zippin is not sure what's on his right-hand side. And as now the little Trailblazers coming in, it's not looking too good, but does Zippin know that they're actually that far away? No, it's looking once more dangerous here from the side of Liquid. Because though, as you see, Yumpy's taking out him. More control towards the side of C might be taken as Shadow right-clicks. The control stays in the hands of FPX, but for how long? 10 seconds to get the spike down. FNATIC goes on, but Xiao is having the lineup for them all. The triple back in the corner. Nobody paid attention. This is what you get.
ready to take a duel. Dimasic happy to bait himself off, and Scream manages to get out as well as Soulcast trading. What on earth was that? And Zipan just goes for the widest peak to right that wrong, and it makes it even worse.
A wicked play at that point in time. Excellent coordination, and so they pivot towards the victory and towards an 8th. Once those proper big weapons come out, maybe even a flawless, but Angel is not really interested in that.
Gonna fall for that play from Yampi. He's 19 HP, gonna peek out. Boom bot is gonna scare him. And now with no shrouded steps, he's out in the open and does eventually fall.
Yeah, and not only him, it is Scream joining that. As they shame the same coffin, Soulcast has been sneaking around, but doesn't hit his shots. It's so unfortunate for him, as it seemed like the flank might pay off, and here it comes. Link got a few players coming towards him. He seems like he's trying to make work off of that, but it was actually Shadow. My bad. Doesn't change the matter of fact that Link is still falling.
I've got your trail.
But Aristar getting the control over on the B side. Also, the Seekers are coming in. Sippin is looking for more, but he's backing off for the moment as Soulcast is trying to come with a push, but absolutely is being denied. Scream, 7 bullets in the max. Not going to be easy to find a multi-kill, but obviously we know what kind of capacities this man has. Together with Cryptics, they make it work with ease. Has the pincer in them. Take a look at Yampievs. That's a flank by the book, and this brings them number 9. Over to that casual stroll might be interrupted by a white peak of Xiao. They're pretty much lining up. And the late peak coming in slow and steady. That's absolute success. And Angel? His mouse disconnected or something for sure. Cramp in the hand.
He didn't really react overall. His mouse looking a bit further down. But it's okay. The rest of his team has this on lockdown. It's just going to be Soulcast, so
seemingly is looking interesting to come down to the A side. Once more, the paranoia should deny vision, but the chaos descends over on A, and that entire chaos. Scream still getting Xiao, but Shadow's gonna swing, finds the first, and this is obviously the Belgian being absolutely obliterated. The flash has worked by the book, but Shadow is still in it. Talking about it, one more remains. Stout is Link. Could, technically speaking, do something with his ult, but he says, bye-bye A side. I'm not looking for it, but Dimasic is having it. Whew.
Zipan is going to try and stop it. They can maybe throw in the ultimate at that point. Zipan has found himself in a real tough position. He's separated from these Team Liquid players, and the Rolling Thunder is about to get onto Angel. Zipan fully hit, is using that util, and he's still able to find those kills.
It's absolutely absurd. The man can be stunned and is still ice cold. The frags are coming in, and Angel is closing a chapter. It's called Haven, and it's going in favor of FPX.
Well, a crazy on to begin with. But now the shoe's on the other foot. The Dimasic Phoenix is where it's at. But Yampi goes, actually, no, don't forget about old me on the Omen. Puts it to bed. The rotate is coming over quickly from Team Liquid. There's just 2 players left alive on this FPX attack.
I think you can hardly separate Liquid and Ascent.
A recon that is going to keep a player like Scream in place, but only for a short period of time. Now this B hit looking to come through. There's no real time for A overall. There's 3 players. The gauntlet here for Team Liquid. They just absolutely minced them down.
To get revitalized, most literally in this sense.
Only playing 1 player on the B site. I think this might actually catch up Team Liquid if they're not careful. Xiao is happy to give up his position, and I thought Zipan might try and bait his teammate a little bit, play a bit slow. Now, if Team Liquid do the maths, they'll know that there's going to be 2 players over in B main, and they clear both of them together. It completely isolates Shadow. None of those players were able to do too much to break onto it, but this is nice from Shadow up until Soulcast throws out the bait guiding light. Replicate that kind of thing as well. Like, looking at Xiao's face, he's trying to work out exactly what's going on, but Dimasic again finds an opening. The running back is going to be used. He can't see anything, but he's trying to find where these players are. They know Yampi's on the B site. Now Cryptics has given up his position, and they try and peek onto Yampi. It goes relatively well, but Cryptics is still going to be a thorn in FPX's side. Angel picks up the operator. He does well, and so far this weird buy from FPX with whatever they could get their money on, it's gone really well, and it's up for Soulcast to clutch.
Yeah, the door is creaking open slowly.
Well, FPX tend to always go for it a little bit, and it seems that that's still the attempt here. Team Liquid do like to eco.
10 seconds
situations like this, the Rolling Thunder is there to stall. This is an awkward one. It's really run into your demise, and at this point it's Xavier nowhere near the spike. And Team Liquid absolutely shut the door in your face. It's just left to Xiao.
As though it's looking bad for Scream. The wall's coming in. This is going to be a split by the book as we're going fast on the site. The flashes might be not as useful as expected. And poor Yumpy just has the Marshall, but Cryptix at least is there to support, which is not strong enough in the end. Yumpy will try. Rips the first head off of Demasic, and he might just continue. That would have been the flick of his life. It is not happening. Might be has just bought enough time in that one. And as Shadow puts the spike on the ground, they still remain in a 4v2. And Scream is also low on health. This is where we gotta make the decision. You see already the Belgian player remains defensive to at least take him with those exit frags. And the spot of bother for FPX, that didn't happen. Still, there was a man advantage that now has been neutralized. Cryptix doesn't see a thing. And it seems like they easily capitalize on it. But as I say that, back to a 2v2 with a flashbang coming in. Link thinks he can do that one jump in. Why not? Worth a try. But Yampi should not have this. There's no universe where you think that he can win such a 1v1. Shadow swinging. Is Shadow winning? He is. The third one secured. A costly one indeed, though.
FPX not afraid to let their presence known, and the run it back is going to very much be a strap yourselves in, Team Liquid. Here comes the riot. The opening is found from Dimasic. Nice little crossfire. Cryptix may be quaking in his boots a little bit. He's on his own for now, and while Soulcast is trying to smoke off, Yampy comes in behind. The preemptive strike is there, and the FPX team have been silenced. Now Shadow, now Xiao. The last two alive, split up with the spike on site, and this Cryptix player, he hasn't shown himself up just yet.
Shadow is being shot in the back as he feels the needles. That they're starting to engage with the push, and suddenly you see it coming. Oh, this is gonna be a disaster once more. As you see the ult doing its best. Cryptix is hitting too many shots if you ask me for being stunned, but finally Sippin is turning that one around as though that teleport comes in time. That was a little bit of a bamboozle, but it seems to work at the end of the day. Liquid will not gain a 6th round right here.
It was a really good Seekers as well coming in from Soulcast. The perfect time. 30 seconds left gives you a good idea on exactly where FPX are looking to head. But they did force out ultimates as well. Rolling Thunders, even Hunter's Fury going in onto the B site because Cryptix is living in FPX's head rent-free and also living on the B site. It's so difficult to move off of that position. And Team Liquid happy to give it up, happy to hold on to the gun. We're getting towards the end of this first half. At least now Scream could maybe make this more expensive. He does so by a couple. Make it so Team Liquid don't have much utility to go on the retake. The guns aren't great either, and Soulcast is always good at getting something out these guiding lights. An opening for Yampy, but that's all it's going to be. Now Xiao knows where those flashes can come from. And going into the last round, 6-5 is going to be the score, and Team Liquid going into this next round, which is the last round of the half, going to hold on to these two Vandals. Their money, they've been holding on, but they haven't really been forced to eco. This is just going from good to great for FPX.
Player standing.
Well, Liquid is usually not a team to cower in a corner and be afraid, as Yampy is coming off the cheapest one. Oh, Demasic can be very happy that he survived that, and he's definitely gonna be checked, but Link is not gonna find him in the end. Man was stunned, but still gonna make it. But that, exactly as you say, is the spike delivered on a silver platter. Thank you very much for that one, FPX.
30 seconds left.
Now, if Yampy can isolate these fights, it would be good. Zipan is in two minds of where he's going to play from, but gets the peek in, also gets a resurrect onto Xiao. A good choice. The recon that is maybe going to be available, but Dimasic is playing on the side, playing close, wants to dig these jewels, but just sees the cap of Cryptix, wanting to close the door, manages to get it. The spike should go down. Dimasic's blaze wall in just to give them a bit of space, but now Xiao, recently deceased, is going to die once again this round, and Soulcast does well to bring it back. Afraid to try and take this space off. In fact, it could absolutely catch off this Team Liquid team. The tripwire is going to put a quell to their ideas, but the kills are still managing to come in. That aftershock, it's lucky that it doesn't hit Soulcast. He manages to hold on with 8 HP, and Scream trades out. Still a 4 versus 4, but look how low health those Team Liquid players are.
Soulcast got no heal, by the way, so that's not going to help it. Not a sharp dart. That could have been an electrifying performance for Scream, but seems like no high voltage coming this way around this time. Don't want to have a defeatist opinion on it, but it looks rather sinister. And as I say that, Soulcast still finds one. Xiao could be in a bit of trouble. Soulcast with such a swing. And Shadow's just on a total different position. Again, we have started with something like 130 points of health on 3 players.
You got both. You got both of them together in that spot. And now Shadow... This should have been around clean for FPX. They took the initiative and it worked out for the most part. But Soulcast, the 8 HP Soulcast, clutching out in the end of the last half and now the start of the second. They're just holding on. The utility is going to slowly come back onto cooldown. The fault line is still a flash for breach. The guiding light's the one that's played off. By here, the execute coming in off the back of Soulcast's Seekers.
No way.
And Xiao caught out with the Odin, traded out from Shadow.
A little worried to see them not paying attention to something like that.
Spike planted.
And that leads us obviously to an opportunity once more for Team Liquid to just absolutely establish their lead. With such a lurk, I thought Yampi could have had that with ease, but... Well, not that much with ease, obviously. It seems like they sense what is about to happen over on the side of B. As it only remains down to Soulcast. Good luck, have fun, mate. And the best guy in the world, or well...
A bit slowly from FPX. And look at the look from Cryptix as well. Lots of ground to cover for FPX as this exec comes in.
Oh yeah, and that seems to be... Scream, hold on, he's still waiting on that. He's still in generator, but he's whiffing massively. Oh goodness, the Blade Storm looked proper, but nope, it's not happening. Scream fails, and that in the end of the day causes Team Liquid to crumble. And well, you saw it right there. It was Scream trying to play off the generator. Like, no, I was never here, but... Oh,
what's that mean?
I'm not, how am I mean?
Taking advantage, and that's what Soulcast is about to do here as well. Taking advantage of my good faith. Xiao's going to keep an eye on it with the L drone, gets all of the information, sees all 5 players, and Scream wants to use this opportunity to see what he can see as well. Taking those fights, he's going to actually move his way around to market, and Dimasic shuts it down. The res is going to bring the numbers back in favor, at least for the most part, for FPX. We're going to have this extra stuff, and all of the ultimates used. There is the Rolling Thunder coming in from Link, and it's a heated battle with everything being thrown out. Now Cryptic's holding on with this Sheriff in this corner. It's suddenly dwindled down in numbers. Link's still trying to hold down B main positioning, but it's a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, and one guy's going in for the defuse. They know that Link's just around there. And I mean, it's not going to stop him. It's not like he's going to stop the defuse at that point in time.
Oh, he was going for the cute play, the one that Yampi tried a little bit earlier, but Team Liquid aren't even going to try and bother with that. That is a nice aftershock. It puts Angel into a really terrible position. And Dimasic trying to peek gets caught out from Cryptix after getting 1. Now suddenly it's got interesting. 15 seconds on the clock. The spike over in A main can be picked up, but Xiao holding it down with the Odin. Shadow there to trade. Match point for FPX. Xiao's going to get some information, and Scream takes his chance to peek. He gets 1. He's going to try and go for more onto Angel, but can't really manage it. At the same time, Dimasic's trying to find these tempos and map moves from Team Liquid, poking into mid. He's kind of stuck, and he's still pushing. He's still going, and he's actually found an opening for Angel.
At least that, but they're obviously rotating all towards the A side. They've already passed him, and Xiao keeps on carrying that Odin over to the side of A. But the decision from FPX, well, okay, they're just splitting themselves up. Soulcast with still a guiding light in his hands, and it's just the moment that seems to be so crucial for them. As I say that, the moment that, well, both of them die is just coming in. Clear, going towards the side of B is definitely what they're trying to do. Scream has now been spotted. Dimasic is using his ult. Can't find too much with it, but maybe that's a bit of information gained as Scream is falling with the flank from Xiao. It might be already done at this point in time as they find one frack after another. Poor Yampi being absolutely demolished in this.